Welcome to the Wednesday show. Today we're going to talk about fundamental things. All woodworking is about making boxes, and making boxes is about making joints. So I'm going to show you some basic mistakes in joint makery, and I'm going to talk about when you're making joints and when you're making 45-degree angle joints, or miters as we call them, some of the common mistakes that you can make. So stick around, this will be a short video, but I hope you will learn with me and you will enjoy it. Regardless of the thickness of the wood, there are two main ways to join. A butt joint, which is something like this, or conversely, something like this. And it's a good idea to check butt joints using a square. And one of the important things, speaking of butt joints, let's say we were making a drawer. If the drawer opens in this direction, like this, and you simply make a butt joint and you use, let's say, staples or screws to connect it, you want to make the drawer this way because you're going to have a lot of force pulling, and if you're just pulling against this out of grain, you're going to make this drawer loose and eventually it's going to fail. However, if you make your connection this way, then you're going to have a much stronger connection that will allow you to have longevity in your project. Now, if you're making frames or if you want your work to look a little better, a common joint will be miter, and this is this kind of joint, which means you're going to join the two pieces with a 45-degree, and again you want to make sure using a square that your joint is good. This is a little out of square, and depending on what you're building, you can live with that, or you might not want to live with that. You might want to fix it. So how you fix it, a joint that's a little out of square? Well, let's see. As you can see, the joint looks good there, but the two pieces are not square. So when I'm squaring it, when I make it look square, we see that this is opening. So there is one way that I can fix that is to change the angle of this, either of those two, and make it a little more wide, and then it will become a perfect angle. But how about the connection? Here it looks really good. Let's look at this joint. Here we've cut a very good joint. It is actually 90 degrees, very, very close to it, if not perfect. It will be hard to do it with I don't have enough length there. But yeah, this is about perfect, but there is a little bow. You can fix this by using either wood putty or even glue and savings from wood. I always keep my savings for wood for those purposes. But what happens here? Here we have a good joint, but the two pieces were not exactly the correct width. This was a wider piece, and as you can see, even though the joint is good, we're not having a good match. If we have a good match here, then we have excess here. That's why when you put two pieces of wood together, you must ensure that they are always the same width. Again, I prefer that you use the two pieces of wood on top of each other and you visually compare them to make sure that they are the same rather than measuring, because in joints, especially in miter joints, even small mistakes are going to be exaggerated and become really large mistakes. So with a little bit of practice you can get really good joining results. And one of the easiest ways is if you cut this piece and then you turn it over, these will be complementary angles and it's going to give you a perfect joint without having to worry too much because the addition of those two end up to 180. So mathematically we know that this will be a good joint. However, it still might not be a perfect 90. So if you're looking for a perfect 90, the two angles have to be 45s. And the easiest way to do that again is using a square. And you can use the square itself. I don't have it clamped, but you can use the square itself to butt your saw against. Or even if you're using power tools, you can bring the power tool down and then make sure that this is the perfect 45 before you start cutting. No matter what tool you're using, if you do that, you're going to end up with very good joints. Right, friends, as I promised, this was a short video. When I started, I said that woodworking is about making boxes. And this is 100% true. Making boxes is about making joints. And those are things that you have to practice. So, when you build something, or if you start building, make sure you start with scraps of wood. It's not important what they are, what they look like. But even a piece that small will allow you to get 2 or 3 joints out of it, and will allow you to learn how to glue things together. So don't throw things away, keep them around, and you never know when it actually might be used for a project. This is a piece that I cut to create a jig, and I cut it a little too wide, and as you can see it does not fit here. So I will have to take it down, and the easiest way, because this is actually a very small amount of wood I need to take, so the easiest way to do that will probably be to sand it down, or if you have a hand plane, to plane it. So there are a lot of ways. Do not throw things away, do not worry, start practicing. Practicing will allow you to get to where you need to be. And I hope you did enjoy this short video. If you did, please smash the like button. If you didn't, the other button works as well. Share, subscribe, and comment if you like the work we do here. And on the weekend, we're going to have a nice build project. We're going to move our projects to intermediate level. So far we've been working on very basic stuff, and probably we're going to start moving our tips to intermediate level. And don't let that scare you, that simply means we're going to start talking about a little more complex ideas. Woodworking, however, can be done by anyone. So stick around, we have much more fun things to do, and we're approaching 400 subscribers and another giveaway. So stick around, like, share, subscribe for a chance to win some cool stuff. I'm going to see you on Sunday with a new build, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.